Finishing the build was actually quite hard because we all wanted to keep going.
I think last day we all just went to our most efficient areas and this and that.
Again, we were all very kind of goal-oriented. We'd all decided there was a couple of things we wanted to get finished.
You get some weird satisfaction about trying to finish something.
There was a sense of, I think, joy with the village thanking us all the time.
There was a boy called Edwin who was 14 that literally just sat with me every single day while I dug, or he would help me try to shovel and give me buckets and water and towels. And even after, I'd play football with him every single time it was lunch.
Yeah, Johannes, he just had a great way of relating to each of us there.
One of the guys was very excited because his wife's due to have a baby in a couple of weeks, and yeah, they're hoping they'll be able to move into their new home.
A couple of the guys, Steve and Roy, both stepped in and worked hard for us. I came quite close working with them quite frequently, and then meeting their families and then just always chatting to them, mate. They're two guys, and I guess Ricky, who's the local hairdresser, absolute legend. As you can see, he's done a cracking job.
Going over to the village from the build site and what will be their new homes, it was really great to do that. Because we got to see where they live now and how they're living now.
I thought it was quite crucial that we did get a first-hand look at what we're improving for them and how much it means to them, and it was a very big eye-opener. The structures that they've got, if you can call them structures, they're pretty much undescribable. I think you have to see it to believe what these people live in.
I don't know, it must have been maybe a couple of hundred people who were persecuted in that, that period in the early 1990s where 8,000 people were killed, which is remarkable in itself. Have just created living places out of whatever materials they could get a hold of.
They're just so happy still, so happy, and they hardly have anything. But yeah, so it was hard.
That was basically where I was like, I know what I'm here to do now. I can see it, it's right in front of me, and that had to be the biggest wake-up call for me, because I knew of it, but I didn't see I didn't see it to the full extent until it was right there. And yeah, that taught me a lot that day. I cried so many times because I couldn't believe the circumstances people were living in, and how people that know about this, know how they're living, aren't trying to do anything to help, and that I was one of those people.
We had a great big celebration lunch. I think the whole village was there, and it was just beautiful. It was just like a celebration. We
joined in the volleyball, but it was the weirdest game of volleyball I've ever played, because both teams, I think, were trying to lose.
Everybody was really kind of apprehensive about getting in amongst the crowds and that kind of thing, and we were all clumped together on the first day, on that Sunday when we visited. And I just thought, I was sitting there watching the boys play volleyball, and I was looking around, and everybody was sitting around, and we were all by ourselves with locals, whether it was young or old, or, and playing and laughing and hugging. Yeah.
Leaving had to be the most emotional part of the trip, I think, for everybody, because you build such a relationship with these people, and you have this connection, and having to say goodbye, knowing that you might come back or you might not come back, had to be one of the hardest things.
But the thing that I really found that moved me the most was the parting gestures of men that I'd worked with throughout the week in the building sites or in the trenches. And I was moved to tears by the strength of the embrace of these people, and it was a moving afternoon.
You walk into a village where you've got people looking at you a bit funny. 5 days later, you've got a village crying that you're leaving. And to leave, knowing that we did our best, but that there was still so much to be done to get these people out of where they are and to do it as quickly as possible. It's extraordinarily tough. I think by far, hands down, if you're doing a few interviews, you'll find that nearly everyone will say the toughest thing they've done on this trip is say goodbye to those people.
I think the biggest thing I take away from this trip is just to be thankful for every single thing I have, because you honestly do see how little people have, and it does change the way you see everything. And like I'll go home and everyone will have like these little problems, and don't get me wrong, there's still problems, but they don't see the bigger picture, and I think I will. I hope I do at least.
Made a perception of reality, really, as to the comforts that I live in and the small things in life that I complain about. You can do these things. I don't think they're a one-off though. I think you need to be reminded quite frequently, and so this was just one of those very big reminders, and you can do them in all different aspects. It doesn't have to be this exact immersion, but to do something for people that definitely have it a lot worse off than you, make you realise just how good we really got it. So yeah, I'll take that out of it. Just that big whack in the face. Wake up to yourself, look at what we've got, and do a bit more to help others get something better than what they've got.
I'll take away a lot of inspiration. I'll take away inspiration from the people in the village for their ability to find happiness and create incredible communities. These people have what we've given up in our individually focused lifestyles in Australia. So there's a community there that's rich every day.
It really is a community where they look after each other, and again do it without much in the way of resources or income.
And I'll take away really fond memories of the time with my son Pat. We had a good time together, we had a lot of laughs, and both appreciated a lot of the same things in the community that we saw, and just how much these people actually have with what appears to be so little in terms of material resources.
When we first got here, it was 27 people. It was 27, and I was like, oh my God, there's so many people here. I don't know how I'm going to, learn everybody's names But then last night I was looking around and it felt like a small group because we're so much closer. And I have had really good conversations and gotten to know every person in this trip.
And especially some of the younger ones, they're not used to doing hard labour, which is what we were doing, and they just got up every day and they put in 100%, and no one complained. It was just, it was just beautiful.
Well, I came here not wanting to talk to anybody because I didn't know anybody. And then I guess everyone kind of helped everyone else open up a little. And by the end of the trip, everyone got to know everybody else really well. And they are incredible people. And I'm actually so happy because they've all taught me something differently, like even without realising it.
I just wish that it was a little bit longer. Day 3 or 4 came around and I felt much more comfortable. And then it was over.
Amazing experience, which I would highly recommend for anyone, any age, any religion, any size. I think words can't describe the experience. It has to be done, and I think if you're struggling to get motivation to do it, I think you just snap up, make the decision. I think if we found a lot of people that were a bit hesitant to come on a trip like this, all of them have taken a 360 and all of them have said that they'll come back. So I think that kind of action speaks for itself.